Go ahead and click. It's okay for me to record your pretty faces. You got to click those two buttons for legal reasons. Anyways, really excited, guys. Throw two in the chat if you feel the energy, if you feel the shift, if you feel the good vibes of what's been going on these past few months. We got a lot of cool rank ups. Let's be real. We are trending back to where we were a few months ago. The energy has shifted. I think Grow Global had a lot to do with that. Some people had FOMO. Some people were there. Some people got in action because they had FOMO. Some people got in action because they were there. It's all just a matter of how we look at things. And I know a lot of you guys have had phenomenal mind shifts over the past few months. And also we're bringing on some new faces. So let's do this. Who has been coaching less than 60 days? Put a 4 in the chat. Cool. So we got some. Oh, all right. There we go. We got a couple newbies. Well, welcome to the party. So this is our rank up celebration call. This is where you guys, you'll want to get a pen and paper out. You'll want to take notes. You'll want to be kind of focused and paying attention. A lot of these guys are going to give away some golden nuggets. A lot of these guys are going to share their story, and really you're going to learn what we do best is we share and care. We don't sell and tell, right? And they're going to give some golden nuggets on what this looks like and their vision of where they're going. So I'd like to bring on my coach. Well, she's not my coach, but I coach her. Beverly Knowles, as she's in Costa Rica with no power. Talk about doing it anyways. If we can see her face, it's not a creepy screen, but I'd like her to get on and kind of share her story and talk to us about how you hit regional director. So okay. Beverly, are you there?
I'm here. Okay, let me put my timer on. Sorry. Yeah, we don't have power, but we have Wi-Fi. Riddle me that. I don't understand. But anyway, I look like so I've been I came into the program in 2018, 50 years old, 52 actually. Yo-yo dieter my whole life. Finally found something that worked. And then I met Justin and Desiree at an event. And I was like, okay, well, whatever they have, I want, because they look like they were they looked like they had walked out of the fountain of youth, right? Am I right? You guys all admit? Everybody shake your head, right? So they explained the science of the program to me, and I totally got it. I used to be a teacher. I was a home ec teacher. I taught foods and nutrition and sewing and all that. And they were like, oh, and by the way, when you're losing weight, you can actually have your own business and help people get healthy as well. And I'm like, sign me up. So I actually signed up for a program, and I signed up to be a coach on the very same day. Threw my credit card at her and I said, okay, sign me up for both. I was a very slow starter. I had a lot of clay. I worried a lot about what people thought. I worried a lot about, I was a huge hero coach because I was a teacher. So I was more of an enabler than I was an empowerer, right? I took a lot of the reasons why people quit. I took a lot of it on myself. And so it took me a long time to get to senior coach. And I've actually been an ED until this month. And that was 2018. What is it now? I've been an ED for probably, I don't know, 2 years now, I think. But I have to admit, I mean, I was actually a little bit comfortable there just because I'm in my 50s, my kids are older. It was kind of nice not to be on the rat race anymore, if that makes any sense to everybody. And that's what's beautiful about this business is you can make this business anything you want, right? But you can also grow it. And so I decided after Grow Global that I decided that I was tired of playing small. It was time to start running, and it was time to just start talking to people about coaching, because I was more of a client coach than I was a coach's coach. And so with luck, I have an amazing teammate, Chris, who became AD, and she actually keeps pushing me because she pushes herself. And so she helps me push me. And so we work really well together. And then I realized, oh my gosh, so our job is to help other people find their teams. And so when I thought about it, I was like, well, yeah. So for these coaches that I'm bringing on, it's like, well, let's help you find your team. So I asked Chris, I said, out of all of your clients, name the 5 people that you think would be good coaches. And those are the people we're going to focus on. And we're going to talk to them about coaching. We're going to get them into the Chasing Better group. We're going to just work with them on coaching and things like that. And if they don't want to coach, that's fine. Then we'll find another person. But when I kind of put it in perspective like that I'm just helping my coaches find their teams instead of feeling like it's all on myself and that I have to do it and that I have to create something or have to pull people along, then it made it a lot easier for me to actually look at that as in that perspective, if that makes sense. But a couple of things. The one thing I do, and one thing I realized is that in order to grow your business, you have to have at least 10,000 FLV, because that's where a lot of your coaches are going to be. And so you have to push yourself up to that 10,000 FLV, 10, 12, 13. The highest I've ever been is 17, which was a lot, but that's actually where I found a lot of my coaches. I found like 5 coaches when I had 17 FLV. And so that's my timer. So little tidbits. So just make sure, grow your frontline volume and look at your coaches and help them grow their teams. Right. And then you'll find your team in the interim. So thank you. I'm going to go dark again.
Go dark, go covert up.
I'm going to go dark.
Well, perfect. Well, I love that, man. And this lady's been driving it home, and she's really starting to learn. And it's kind of exciting to see these mental shifts. A lot of us do comparative realities, like certain people hit a rank at a certain time frame, but you got to allow that grace for mind shifts, right? And as you can see, when they're ready, they're ready. And so that's pretty cool. So I'd like to come over to Miss Mary Ann. Hopefully she's in a safe spot. I know she was driving a second ago, but Mary Ann, are you there? Did we lose her? No, she was there a second ago.
Okay, I'm here. Okay, there. I was trying to find my timer.
There you
Can
go.
you see me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Okay, hi. Okay, so let me go turn the timer on, I guess. I'm not really fancy with this, but whatever. Okay, so start. There we go. Okay, now I'll go back and okay, there I am. So I'm Mary Ann, and I started this journey, just a quick short story. My brother passed away in October and my sister in December of last year at the ages of 61 and 59 of heart attacks. So I decided it was time for me to try to break the generational curse in my family and just get healthy. So I reached out to Desiree, and I got on the program both as a coach and as a client. And it's been a really amazing journey for me. I fell in love with the program, and I've just been going nonstop since. I brought on 4 coaches, and I ran for ED this last month, and I made it with Desiree holding my hand and really pushing me. So I can't tell you how important it is to rely on your mentorship team. And if you think there's not a way, trust me, there's a way, and they will help you find a way. So I think that my advice would be to attend every training you possibly can. Believe in yourself. Don't give up on your mission and your goals. Have goals for yourself and make your goals high, and set your dreams big on what you want to accomplish, and you can. And again, I think it's more about leaning on your mentorship, taking radical action for yourself, hold yourself accountable. And there's a lesson in everything. Trust me, that night running for ED, I was like, I can't make it, Desiree. And she goes, yes, you can. Don't say that. There's still 3 hours. And guess what? I made it. So it's always nice to rely on your mentorship for the push. And again, just believe in yourself and what you can do. And there's a lesson in every discouragement. And I've had discouragement along the way, but it's why is this happening for me, right? Not why is this happening to me? Why is this happening for me? So it's been a wonderful journey I'm on. I love every moment of it. I work 40 to 50 hours a week at my job. I'm on my lunch hour sitting in my car. I'm in my car right now. I just left my office. I work in my car all the time on this business. And this is where I'm going with my journey and where my future lies and my mission. I'm joining this mission because this is where I choose to be. And I'm working my tail off to get there so that I can leave my job and do my passion every day. And that's helping people. And I put in grit sometimes to 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm laying in bed after I get out of the shower. I'm laying in bed. I'm doing my power hour at 11 o'clock at night, 12 o'clock in the morning, laying in bed at night. But I'm putting in the grit and the time, and I'm utilizing every single tool these people give me. And that's really what you need to do. And just stay in touch with the mission and have fun with it, because it's a beautiful thing to just be able to be on a mission to help save people and save this world, because that's why we're here. And I just want to thank everybody here, whether I know you or I don't. This is an incredible thing we have in our hand, this gift, and we owe it to everybody to offer it. And there's not one meeting I have, it just naturally ends up on a coach trip, period. It just does. I had 2 today, 2 clients that I signed on today, dripping coaching. They're thinking about it. And I've got another one after this call right here. So I wish everybody the luck. This is a great thing. There's a seat at the table for all of us, and I'll see you there. Look at that, right on time. And I want to thank my mentorship team. I want to thank all of you guys and every single one of our mentors for what they do for us on a daily basis. We can't do it without them. And thanks, everybody.
Awesome, man. You know, if there's a will, there's a way. That's for sure, right? We always say we're busy, but the thing is if you want this bad enough, you'll make it work. Like I mentioned on the training call this morning with the FIBCs, my calendar was open till midnight, and people are like, "Why are you doing calls at midnight?" You know how many clients tell us on a daily basis they're up late? So people are up. It can be odd. It's like when I have a salad for breakfast, people think that's weird. Like, who labeled that to be weird? Who labeled a call to be weird at 11 o'clock at night? I mean, if you're hungry, right? So those are the things we got to look at, man. You got to fit these things into your schedule. You got to fit what makes sense for you into your schedule if you want it. So really excited for you, Marianne. This lady was going to have a very big business, by the way. I can see that coming. So Miss Christine, I'm excited for you. So we have another executive director that ranked up this month, and I'm really kind of excited to hear from this young lady. I've been able to kind of get on calls with her and Bev and kind of chat and see where she wants to go with this, but I'm excited for you. So are you there?
I'm here. Can everyone hear me? Okay, I don't have my usual ear things. Words are hard today, sorry. I'll try my best. All right, I'm Christine. I've been with Optavia as a client since July of 2021. In the last 9 months, I've had some very positive and life-changing shifts. I forgot to set the timer. 1 second. Okay. Happened in my life. First of all, on a personal level, I've lost exactly 80 pounds. I weighed this morning. Saturday, I was 0.2 pounds short. Now I'm exactly at 80, so I'm over the moon thrilled. That alone has changed my life in too many ways to count for the good. And coaching has added a deeper layer of improvement because it's really helped me to work on my emotions and my mindset. So what led me to poor health? I used to be an extrovert, very much a people person, but the past 8 years, I went through some family trauma, along with the pandemic on top of that. The last couple of years, all of us kind of lost touch of hanging out with people in general. So in 2014, I lost my best friend to Huntington's, and my mom was diagnosed with stage 3 melanoma. All the doctor visits and procedures led to a surprising second diagnosis of Alzheimer's, and my mom declined quickly soon after. She passed away in 2015, and it broke my heart. It took me over 2 years to begin to pull myself out of my grief and depression, only to witness my dad's stroke in 2017. As his medical power of attorney, I had to make some very difficult decisions after months of advocating for him and trying to save him. I still have hard days with that, but I'm working on it. These 3 losses contributed to a weight increase of about 90 pounds over a 4-year period. For the last couple of years, I've tried a handful of diets, some pretty pricey, as well as pricey personal trainers, all with short-lived success. Then comes in Optavia. Last year, I watched a friend live her journey out loud on social media. After several months, so I'm accenting that because we plant seeds, right? She's not even a coach, and it took me several months to reach out and ask her about program. So when I finally, after several months, reached out and asked her for information, she gave me Beverly's number. And so began my journey with Optavia. What worked best for me was the mind work, what I call the mind work, the habits of health, and the community support. I very much, because of reasons I explained earlier, needed the personal development. I needed to find the extrovert in me again, because I had kind of pulled into myself for several years. So the coaching was awesome. I started coaching about, I guess, 2 months into my journey as a client, and everything went really well. I initially wanted to keep it on small scale, but you all know how easily you can get excited about helping other people and seeing their successes. So I decided to remove that cap that I had placed on my career and started asking, what if I became more of a people person? What if I raised my goals? What if my income as a retiree can be even more than when I worked full-time as a teacher? What if I can help more people than I ever imagined? So I had many shifts in my mindset. I ranked up every month until I got to director. The very next month, I had my first setback and fell short. Not only did I not rank up to ED, but I dropped rank down to AD. The next month, I had 7 active clients push their orders back to April because they had traveled in March. Raise your hand if you've experienced something like that. So that's been kind of the roller coaster of the past couple months. Beverly has talked me through it. Boy, is she a saint sometimes when I'm on my pity party. And I guess that's what I wanted to kind of get across, is that we all come from different types of backgrounds. We all have different things that have impacted us both negatively and positively. And I just want to get across that in the times where I felt, okay, so this was working great, now I'm dropping back, maybe this isn't for me. I just kept doing the work, kept doing the steps, stayed consistent with it, worked it in, like Marianne said, worked it in to around my current full-time job. And I just had to get out of my head. And the key things that I always say to myself is, because I've heard Justin and many of the other coach training speakers say this, who's next? And the obstacle is the way. And that's all.
I love it when people say that's all. That's awesome. Well, cool, man. I'm excited. And to Joy's teams, just don't stop, right? That's what you say. Just don't stop. The simple thing with this is you can grow it at any time you want. You know what I mean? And it comes with the seasons. It comes with the flow. All of us have gone up and down, forwards and backwards. But if you just stay, you know what I mean? That's the cool thing. So great job, Christine. I'm really excited for you guys, man. This is so fun. So Miss Tanya Marie, are you there? We'd love to have you come on and share your story, young lady.
Here I am. Hi, can you hear me? Okay. Yeah, my name is Tanya Parker Cattell, and I started with Optavia January of 2021 as a client. My coach is Monique Lenore, and I saw her on Facebook, and I had been seeing her posting about her weight loss journey and her clients and health this, and I had no idea what it was. But it piqued my interest. And I was like, okay. So I started paying attention to that. And then one day I was like, you know what? I'm ready. And I reached out and I was ready. And it works best when you're ready. We talked and I got up and running. And maybe 3 weeks later is when I signed up to be a coach, just kind of because Monique was like, well, you know, if you're a coach, it will pay for your boxes. Oh, well, okay, that sounds great. So maybe I'll do that. Not really knowing what it entailed. But I was still sticking to the program, and, you know, I was losing weight. By my birthday in April, I had lost 50 pounds. So far now I've lost 95 pounds. So I'm really in a good position. Yeah, I'm really happy about that. So I started on the fast track kind of as senior coach. And I was that for several months, maybe up until July. And then I got COVID. And COVID just wiped me out mentally. I had to take time off work. And it really, oh man, I didn't set my timer, but I'm going to do it now. It really put a damper on my situation. Let me just say that. It took me several months to get back to where I needed to be. But right around January, I don't know what clicked, but something clicked for me. And I really got invested in becoming a coach, in being a coach. I was invested a little bit, but I really became invested in being a coach. I started attending trainings, which Monique always said, attend the trainings and it'll tell you everything that you need to do with your business. Well, I started to attend the trainings. By the time March came around with March Madness, I had ranked up to manager. And in April, I had ranked up to associate director. So really the trainings, it was all about the trainings for me. I started with clients who were concerned about the cost. The special, running the special really helped me a lot because, you know, we have clients that complain about the cost. And so I was like, okay, well, this is a good opportunity for me to present them with a really kind of an offer that they couldn't refuse. So I started with a lot of my clients who were concerned about the cost. Then I went down my list to everyone I had really ever talked to in my inbox about Optavia. And that really put me in a state of confidence. It really gave me confidence. And I think I lacked confidence before when I was talking to people. But for some reason, my confidence level kicked in, and probably due to the trainings, my confidence level kicked in. I went down my inbox and I just was talking to everybody. And, you know, people were like, oh, there's a sale. Okay, well, yeah, let's do it. And it just became second nature. And people talk about a mind shift. Well, I think I definitely had that mind shift. And once I got in that groove, I was like, I'm there and I'm staying in there. So March and April Madness definitely changed my mind. I definitely got dedicated. And I will say that tonight I signed up my first coach. So that is very exciting. And I am looking forward to what's coming next. And that's it.
That's so awesome, man. And congratulations on the weight loss. That's really cool. It's so fun to see this, man. Doing this 9 years and you still get blown away at like some of the results. You know what I mean? So good for you. That's so awesome. Well, cool. Well, I'm excited to bring on the next rank up and celebrate her. Karen, are you there?
Hello.
Okay.
Let me
everybody
set my timer here. Sorry, I was having a emotional email from my principal. I might go into that. Not necessarily. Anyway, a little bit about me. Obviously, I'm a teacher. I've been teaching for 24 years. I pour every ounce of myself into my students, into my family. And over the course of, can't even tell you how many years, I just stopped taking care of me. Fast forward, we moved from San Jose, where I taught with Jamie for many, many years. Moved to Portland, moved back to the Sacramento area to be near my sister who needs assistance. So again, helping other people. Gained a ton of weight over years. I can't even blame COVID. I mean, COVID was like extra, but tried everything, tried keto, tried Whole30, I mean, go down the list. We tried everything. And my husband and I were always together, you know, on every journey we had. Some were mildly successful, but they were diets. And one day I saw Jamie's post and I'm like, this is a real person. This is a person I know. This is a person who's genuine and she's not like pushing anything. She's just obviously ecstatic about her success. And so I reached out, learned a little bit about it, did a little bit of research on my own. We live paycheck to paycheck. So that was a big, don't know if we can do that because, you know, there's money. And then the more we talked with Jamie and then Megan, the more we realized, you know, the cost neutrality of the program. And we decided, okay, we're going to jump in and do this, mainly because of the science behind it and how it's not a diet. It's so much more than that. There's so much more support. It's longevity over just weight loss. All of that was just ticking the boxes. So we jumped in, and one of the first things I said to my husband was, I am not going to coach, not going to do it. Like, I know myself. I will either just like drive all of my friends away by being all hot, or I'll just drive him crazy, my husband, by hearing me talk about it. So we started in October on program, and by December really started to notice it, really started to see it. Not many people were saying anything yet until after the winter break, where we have 3 weeks off. When we came back, people at my work, you know, who see me all the time, approached me. And by the end of January, I decided, okay, I'm going to coach. Might as well. And kind of went in with that. That was the end of January. By the end of February, the cab thing was over, didn't get it. I was a little discouraged, but I thought, you know what, that's not what I'm all about anyway. I really want to share how I'm feeling. I really want to share these successes with other people that I love, or people even that I don't know that I might grow to love. Was just not getting it. A lot of people reaching out, like hundreds of reactions to my posts, and I'd follow them up, and I would do this, and I would do all the steps, and I would do the things that just wasn't working out. I have a lot of very skeptical friends. I have a lot of friends who are in the same situation I was. Money seems like a thing, you know, until you realize that it is a thing, but it is maybe just a little bit of a thing, because after you're involved, I put all my bills together for food. You guys, my husband and I are saving over $2,000 a month on food. So that's a huge one. And I know not everybody's in that same boat. So March Madness came around and I was up every morning. It was a wonderful way to start my day, getting motivated, feeling positive with everything. And it also helped me shed that fear of what other people thought about me, which was holding me back quite a bit. So come April, I hit senior coach. Come end of April, I'm now a manager. So it happened really fast, and I'm still getting people reaching out to me, as well as making my lists, doing all the things, making sure that I'm following up, making sure that I'm checking in and checking in and checking in. Just constantly is that genuine authenticity that makes it not just worthwhile to me, but makes it real to me. And I can't not be real. So living out loud, making the posts, following up. I mean, I'm just sharing how happy I am. I'm not saying, hey, you should do this too. So those are my tips. Thank you very much. Oh, and humongo thanks to my mentorship, Jamie, Megan, Julie, Jeanette, Joy. Thank you so much for your support. You're awesome. Couldn't do it without you.
You got a power team, man, and that's cool. I mean, that's literally what it's about, right? You just share your success, you share what you're excited about, and people show up. It's kind of weird how that works, huh? You follow the system and stuff happens. So odd. Who would have figured? Well, Karen, thank you so much for sharing. I'd like to bring on Miss Tara. Are you there, Miss Ramirez?
Yes, I'm here.
How you doing?
I'm good, thank
Share
you.
away, friend. Share away.
Um, thanks. I'm a little bit nervous, but before starting program, I've always struggled with my weight my entire life. It's just the way that it's always been. I had surgery about 15 years ago. Was not successful because it didn't work on the big problem up here. I would see Six's post. He'd post about, what was going on, what he was doing. And I would just see it and be like, okay, whatever. Like, yeah. And then see his pictures. And I was like, okay, wow. And last year, I suffered a traumatic event. And so I was really depressed and full of anxiety, just kind of sick and tired of feeling sick and tired. So Six posted a question and I said, maybe I'm going to ask him. So I asked him. He said, oh, let's schedule a Zoom. And I was like, I don't want to Zoom with this guy. I don't even know. I mean, I know him, but I don't know him. Why am I going to Zoom with him? And I thought about canceling and I said, no, I'm just going to do it because I was just so tired of being tired. And we had our Zoom. I signed up that day. It seemed like something that was a perfect match for me. Fast forward 2 months, I'm down almost 40 pounds. I feel amazing knowing my anxiety is non-existent. The depression is gone. I feel like a completely different person. I know everybody else has mentioned about living out loud. I know Six had, I'm like somebody else mentioned, I'm a giver. I'm a social worker, so that's my full-time job. I take care of, my kids, my husband, my dogs. That's just me. I'm a giver. That's my nature. And like you guys, like someone else said, we neglect ourselves, and that's exactly what I did. But I've taken through these 2 months, I've been able to take that back, and now I'm giving all of that I gave to everybody else to myself. And by doing so, I'm posting about it and everybody is reaching out to me. And I'm like, Six told me in the very beginning, he said, you're going to inspire people. I was like, no way, me. How can I inspire anybody? And it's funny because, several people reached out, people who you wouldn't even think were struggling in any way were reaching out to me like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I don't know, ask Six. And, and finally, my aha moment to start coaching, because I was like, I can't talk to anybody about this. One of the girls that I had recommended to Six had reached out to me and she's like, I'm struggling. I don't know what to do for Lean and Green. I'm tired of eating the same thing. I'm like, what do you mean you're eating the same thing? You shouldn't be. So I started, just talking to her and giving her suggestions and, just kind of re-motivating her. And then I had a conversation with Six after. I'm like, hey, I just talked to so-and-so and we talked. He goes, you're coaching, like, why are you not coaching? Like, let's have a meeting. So we talked, and last month I signed up, and here I am 1 month later. I'm super excited. I'm still learning. There's so much to learn, but I'm just so excited about everything I'm learning about myself and everything that I'm able to give, just by being genuine. I know Desiree always says live out loud, and that's exactly what I'm doing. And the only reason I was doing it was to hold myself accountable, right? So I was posting my weekly weigh-ins, not because I wanted anybody to say anything, but because I wanted people to say, oh, if she doesn't post it this week, why? So it held me accountable, but in the long run, I was actually inspiring people, something that I never thought that I could possibly do was inspire people, especially when it comes to weight loss, because that's something that I had struggled with my entire life. How could me of all people? So it's kind of like, if I can do it, anybody can do it. And it's funny because today I came home and my husband said, oh, I ran into, somebody that he used to work with. And he said, hey, my wife was telling me that your wife's doing amazing, right? And I was like, so people are talking about you. I was like, well, that's a good thing now. You know, it's something that people are seeing what I'm doing and they're interested. And so it's very exciting because when people reach out, I just feel super excited to let them know like what I'm doing because of how great I feel. And I guess 3 tips that I could offer would be don't give up because you never know who's watching. Even the people that you don't expect. Share your story. Like Desiree is always telling us, you know, live out loud, share your story because even the minimalist thing can be inspiring to somebody else. And lastly, like someone else mentioned, follow up. You know, it's important. Sometimes people don't, you know, we talk to people and then we don't follow up, but maybe they're just confused or they don't know, but you follow up and then they feel that you're being genuine. And so then that's all that they need is that follow up. So that's it. Thank you.
So awesome, man. And, you know, I want to take a key moment here for a teachable moment. You know, we talk about empowering people and not enabling them, right? So as she's posting and inspiring people, do you see what that turned into? This is why it's so crucial, guys, when we get on these calls and we say, hey, let's have our clients go post in the groups. Let's have our clients go post on their social media. You know, it creates that confidence. And let's be real, some people aren't going to do it. But if we condition them every time we talk to them, hey, we should post our successes. We should post how we're doing. Post in the group, start small, then post on your social media. You see what becomes of that. Now she's an amazing coach. Now she's really impacting lives. And who knows what that's going to bring, right? Who knows 6-8 months from now what that's going to bring. So it's always crucial things when you hear your mentors talking about certain things. It's fun to rah-rah your clients, but if it's even more fun to watch them post their own stuff because now they're inspiring people. They're building, it's like teaching them how to fish, not giving them fish, right? We want to be there to guide them, not always be the hero, coach, and answer. So that's a pivotal thing to hear right there. So Tara, thank you so much for hopping on. Miss Jenny, are you there? I see you at work, girlfriend, but you ready to come on and share some inspiration with us?
Yep, I am at work. So I just recently got promoted up to the senior coach. I started coaching in the beginning of April. Before I started program, I started program in November, and I was just watching Six do his thing. I knew him personally, and just seeing his like amazing transformation made me reach out to him. And like I kind of watched for a little while, but once I finally did, you know, I got on program and I've lost 50 pounds so far. But not only that, like I've gained so much confidence that I didn't have before. I got in a relationship, moved in, thought I could eat like he could at night. Did not work for me. I gained 50 pounds within, you know, 6-7 years over that time. So I realized that I needed to do something to get back to where I was. And now I'm even smaller than I was before. I didn't really want to coach at first. Like Six had mentioned it to me before. And I think I was just too much of an introvert. I don't really do like even public speaking right now, like got me all nervous. But my mom wanted to join program, and that's kind of one of the things that made me want to finally do it, because I'm like, I could be her best supporter, and why not? You know, why not jump in, be her coach? And it's been a lot of fun, you know, like I just visited her last week and we were doing our lean and green meals together. So it's brought us even closer than we were before. And it's also brought out this new passion in me that I didn't know really was there. I find myself like hanging out with my friends and I just start going on and on about program and how it's inspired me and everything that it's given me. And so that it made me realize how passionate I am about it. And at first I wasn't like pushing too much to get to the 5 in my first 30 days. But I had Desiree and Six like contacting me. I think it was the last 5 days. I had 2 people signed up and I still needed 3. The final 5 days, like very last minute. And they helped me grind it out. And I kept pushing every day. I started doing more time, you know, trying to reach out to people, like restarting those conversations that kind of died out. And I got my last 2 in the last, I think the final day. It was like crazy that I just pumped that out so fast. So that kind of showed me that if you put that much time and effort into it all month, like what can I do? You know, the sky's the limit. Like I can probably have done so much more. So also coaching brought me out of my comfort zone a lot too, because at first I would hide from social media. I wouldn't want anybody to know that I've gained weight. And so I would hide behind the cameras. I would only want to post like selfies. And like my friends even knew like they had to run pictures by me before posting because I would get upset, you know? And so one of the things that coaching has done for me is I finally came out of my shell. I finally posted my story, and it's been so freeing, and it's been inspiring other people. And that makes me feel good too, that it's inspiring others. And, you know, I am having those conversations with people that I haven't talked to in years because they're interested in what I'm doing and I'm inspiring them. So just get out of your comfort zone, like share as much as you can, and show your passion behind it. Cause that's what's really helped me get to people and like, you know, share that inspiration and spend the time to get, you know, to spread the word.
So good, man. So good. Do you guys see like full blown introvert, right? Got mad about posting. You had to check in with her to post her pictures. You know, the reason I bring that up is because a lot of us, if one of her friends was a coach and tried to approach her, they'd probably prejudge her. Oh, this girl, she hates pictures. You got to check in with her to do. We do that so much. Our job is just to share this program with people and allow them to decide what they want to do. Do you see what that did for her mentally? Let's forget about the weight loss. Let's forget about the financial gain. Mentally, do you see what that's doing for her? Like this is the day-to-day stuff that we got to do. We get up, to Karen's point, we just share our story. We don't prejudge people. We put them down on a list. Let them decide whether they want to do it or not. It's like you're putting tape over their mouth before you even ask them a question. So it's really important to understand that, guys. You guys are changing lives way deeper than you think you are. And I don't know, every time she kept saying the final 5 days, I keep thinking of that song, The Final Countdown. I don't know what's just going on. But anyways, so I like to bring this couple on. I was driving out to the river, and we don't recommend driving and talking. So it was against the no-no. So that's a very rare occasion for me, but it was a kind of an emergency deal. But I wanted to get on and celebrate these guys. So we got the last two, Maria and Marcus. I love these guys' energy. I have a weird feeling that these guys are going to have a big business. So can you guys kind of come on and share your story?
We would be happy to, and thank you again for inviting us to share here. Well, 228 days ago, I started the journey to a healthier, happier, more functional me, mom, daughter, wife, you name it, all of the things. And aside from being severely obese and not being able to play with my 4-year-old, hardly ever. Getting winded just going up the stairs, way overdoing it on pain medication because I was in pain every day, could not sleep if I didn't take it. And just that was kind of scary in itself, because when you empty like one of those giant Costco size ibuprofens like once a month, there's a problem. Like this, the inflammation, the pain, the inability to sleep. I mean, you know, all the things that, you know, when you're unhealthy and overweight and all those things, the negative self-talk. And we're trying to work through all the mental damage from being bulimic for 11 years and the mental toll that that takes on all of your self-confidence, the total lack of self-image. And so finally hitting emotional rock bottom really drove me to finally reach out to Yesenia, our amazing coach. And she was finally the light that we needed to see. And I'm so grateful for her. That was then. So now, and she pushed me because we really did well in the beginning of our journey here. And I did not post anything on social media until Christmas Day. I started September 18th. So it took me all the way till Christmas Day to finally post a picture that basically told a little bit that things were a bit different with us. And we were not social. We did not go out and do stuff. So this is really the first time anyone on social media had seen anything different from us. And so now 9 pounds away from my goal weight, 87 pounds gone forever, 87, amazing, abundant energy. I can actually play on the playground with my 4-year-old now, not just watch her play. It's amazing. and no more inflammation. I don't need to take pain medication to sleep anymore at night. I have more self-confidence, a better self-image. I'm now in better control of the chatter, the negative self-talk, and I have a healthy relationship with food now. And so my eating disorder does not define who I become. And so now I'm excited to wake up each day and see who I can help. Just like Jamil has said, you know, who am I going to serve today? Who can I serve? Who's going to be put in my path intentionally so that I can reach out to them and share this amazing opportunity that we have had to become better people. And starting with coaching, I started and he was always ready to go, but I was holding him back because I wasn't ready and he didn't want to start in front of me. So I finally said, yes, let's do this. We have a tight budget. He said, okay, well, great, let's do it together then. So, you know, how that makes total sense, of course, which it did because I needed that extra inspiration in my corner. And so he was my first customer as a coach. Yesenia encouraged me to start coaching just so I could have him as my first client. So I would say he's a pretty good success story, if I do say so myself. But now my mission is to really just help as many people as I possibly can achieve success in their own health, and excited to do it with my best friend.
Right on, babe. All right. So you left me 2 minutes. All right. So I'm gonna have some fun. Okay. My story leading up to this is that for the most of time, we were always like clashing, be it not necessarily intentionally, but because of the fact like I would be wanting to work out, wanting to get healthy. She was like, let's get cookies. I'm like, okay. I've been wanting to work out. I want to get healthy. She'd be like, all right, pizza tonight. I'm like, okay. So we were always at that tension or whatever. So when she came across this program, it was like, oh, game on, done. We're in. It doesn't matter. I don't even care. We're in. Let's go. So as far as the coaching aspect of it, I mean, I just really wanted to stand back and just serve her and watch her, support her, because I've always known what she's capable of. I just needed her to see what she was capable of. And sometimes in order to be able to do that, you got to take a back seat to let somebody else kind of run their course. Because at the end of the day, it's not necessarily about us. And I'm gonna talk about that in a second, but it is about the people that we have to serve. So like, for example, for April Madness, it was really about just serving her. I will be up at 4:30 in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, do my devotional, do my things. And then I would like prep her caffeinated and non-caffeinated beverage options, prep the Zoom for the April Madness call, and have her first feeling ready. So when she got up, 6 o'clock, doesn't matter. She would never be in a rush or in a tizzy, because first person I can serve is right here at home. So she comes out, she walks in, she goes right into April Madness. So then let's go. So in that process, as soon as she hit senior coach and she started to see what she was capable of, it was like, all right, we got this, game on. It is 100% game on. And speaking of which, is game on because one, there's 3 things. One, do the work and be consistent with it. That's just really us. I mean, she's the heart. I'm like the let's go. So now you got the two of it together, it's game on. Secondly, is just that you got to really major in people. And it's always fun when you start really engaging with people and you let yourself take a back seat and really love them, love on them, serve on them, appreciate them and all of that. Because when you do that, you get to tap into things in them that they didn't know that they wanted or had. And then that begins that cycle of the fact that they want to go ahead and pursue coaching themselves or get into the program themselves because you ultimately tapped into them and loved on them. So major in other people. And last but not least, it's just, what was my third point? I don't even remember my third point, but I got 10 seconds. My third point was, respect your business. That's it. Just really respect your business. Sometimes you gotta be the CEO, sometimes you gotta be the CCO, CEO and the chief child care officer. It doesn't matter. Respect your business, get that time in, put in that work, be diligent with it, consistent with it, respect it, because if you respect your business, then other people will respect your business as well and respect your time. And Justin, that really is all I got.
Holy cow. I'm just like sitting here. That's amazing, dude. That's amazing. Can you come prep my Zoom calls and get all my cappuccinos going too at the same time? I feel like you got enough energy to put everybody's cappuccino together on this call, or you might have just had 5 in a row right now. No, that's exciting, man. I'm excited for you guys, dude. When you find good people, right? You can't create this. You find them, you inspire them, you find them. I think I was doing 100 miles an hour on the highway coming out here once this guy was done talking. I mean, that's just how it goes. So we have a lot of success here, guys. We want to celebrate all these people. We want to go find more people like this. And if you guys heard a lot of these stories, everybody's the same. Everybody's hurting somewhere in some way. We just got to be a matter of fact of sharing our story, not preaching at people, sharing our story and not prejudging. That's it. That is it, man. When people say, when a coach says, put your list together, you're not supposed to put your list together and then check them off yourself. You just share. You just share. Just share. That's it. So remember this when you see these things. You don't know what you don't know, right? We got introverts on here that are now having mind shifts. We got couples on here that are having amazing mornings together, right? Things are happening here, guys. We got teachers that aren't going to be struggling anymore during that 4-month gap during summer, right? It's so crazy how this can shift. So I'm really excited. We got one last thing real quick. If I can share my screen, I hate doing this on my laptop because it never works out so well, but we're going to try and see if this works. I can't see anybody, so we're going to just hopefully this opens up. Here we go. So we got our rank up doc, guys. We got some amazing people. We got to hear from the wonderful Beverly. She hit regional director. Guys, this is really where you duplicate yourself 1 to 2 times, right? In between regional and national is basically creating 1 to 2 executive directors in your position, right? So we heard from executive directors today. This is where we're starting to build structure and legs in our business. This is where we're really starting to take it to that next step as we're starting to secure what an equity style business can be. We have 2 executive directors we got to hear from, Christine and Marianne. I know these ladies are going to have a powerful business, man. And it's so true. Whatever pace you can keep it at is the amazing part. We heard from Tanya as she had associate director. I'm almost guaranteed, guys, if we stay on the gas, if we show up in our business, just like we would show up in a JOB and do the same steps, we're going to shoot right past director. And we'll probably be hearing from her next month on this as an executive director, if not even further up. So we got Karen as a manager, Dana, Audra. We got senior coaches, Jenny, Tara, Maria, Michelle. Really excited for these guys. We got some 10Kers, Desiree DeBay, no doubt, always up in the ranks with Davina, Beverly, Joy, Miss Deb out there in Colorado. So these are great positions, guys. Like I know you guys heard Beverly speak when she first got on, even though she's in the dark, but she talked about this is an area where you're really starting to find coaching partners. If you're really starting to strive to create that equity business and really start to impact people, not just in physical weight, 10K is kind of where it's at, man. You don't let the company set a rank for you just because 6,000 is where you get your rolling consistency bonus, or 6,000 is where you get your 31%. Don't let that be just a mile marker for you, right? So we got Miss Julie right there, right just below the 10K club, rocking it out. We got Chris, we just heard from her. Maria, Marcus, these guys are full of energy. They should be spokespeople for Red Bull, honestly, but it's all good. We got them on our team instead. So new coaches, man, this is exciting, guys. This is where the shift is starting to happen. We do bring on and we inspire you guys to run the 10K club. We do inspire you guys to bring on coaches. They do give us a discount every blue moon. This is the second one I've seen in the 9 years I've been here, and the second one that's ever been around in the 21 years of this company. But what I will tell you is, clients are amazing. Coaches is where it's at. And it's not to get people to coach, guys. If you want the full offering for these guys, if you want them to be successful physically, mentally, and financially, they need to have their time freedom balanced and they need to have their finances balanced. And they're not going to do that just on the 5 and 1. So it's really important to understand this. So we got a big shift going on, guys. Look at this. So we got Nicole, Jennifer, Josh, Janine, Antoinette, Julie, Michelle, Emily. Oh, we're going to tag that one. Mrs. Knight, Simmons. We'll just go with that. Lisa, Joe, Julie, and Johnson, Michelle. We got Letitia and Regina. So guys, super excited for next month. I can't wait to see who's going to rank up after this. I would not be surprised if we got the duet on here who just spoke a minute ago up at like Integrated Galactical in the next near future. But I know all you guys are working really hard to do the same thing. And I'm really excited for every one of you that spoke today. And let's do ourselves a favor, right? As Jenny said earlier on, if you guys just stay on it like you're doing the last 5 days of the month, do not do yourselves a disheartening. It's already the 4th, right? If you're at senior coach, I would hope and pray that you have your maps filled out and you're working with your mentors on a call, or you've already done it. Let's treat this as a business. Number 2, let's not let off the gas like we just had a Hail Mary and we landed at executive director, senior coach. And now we're going to take a few days to get excited. And then our mentors reach out to us on the 20th. And now we're back into full action for only 10 days out of the month. Create this business to where towards the end of the month, you can kind of hit cruise control in the sense of you're not so worried about your personal business, but now you're able to help your coaches. There's reasons and secrets to the success. If you can get your business to where you need it to be at least by the 20th, then you can help your coaches and reach out to those coaches like they were able to do with Jenny, right? And be able to empower those guys and help them. So you're not scrambling trying to do yours and theirs. There's reasons for these clues, guys. There's reasons for these clues. So anyways, I hope you have a great evening. Thank you so much for having me on. I'm looking forward to seeing every one of you guys at convention, because all y'all registered already, right? All y'all registered already. Am I gonna say it one more time? And I'll say this again. I've said it before. I'm gonna say it again. I'm gonna go broke saying it. I'm saying it one more time, and this is being recorded again. If you go to convention and it is not mind shifting, amazing, life altering for you, and you don't catch the vision, I will reimburse you for everything that you paid for to get there. Your registration, your airfare, and your time. Just like the Bombas, when Josh thought he was going on a free trip to Austin, Texas, or actually it was Houston. And then he came back and hit 6,000 paycheck his first month. So 10 days into coaching, guys, they thought they were going to go on a free trip. That was where their mindset was. And now look at their life, flipped completely upside down. So love you guys. We'll talk to you soon. I got to find the end button around here somewhere. And you guys have an amazing day and weekend. We'll talk to you soon.